Sandy, could you tell me the circumstances of the acquisition of all those great calders?
Well, it's funny because Don and Doris Fisher collected art of their times. They collected art from the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, and so on. They knew almost every artist they collected the work of. And Calder was the aberration. They didn't know Calder, and he was dead. So they collected all of these works. He's really their number one artist. They have a huge collection of masterpieces, really masterpieces. I mean, this is the double gong. It was made for Venezuela, for Caracas in 1955. And what's amazing is they've hung it in a way that it's very intimate. This gallery, this permanent Calder gallery, everything is about intimacy. Everything is about being able to be close, being able to experience it in a very real way. If you see, you're right next to it. You're not pushed away from it. You're not far from it.
Yeah, but why was Calder an exception?
Calder's always the exception.
Stop.
No, it's true. Was Calder a surrealist? No, but Calder was included in all those exhibitions of surrealism in the 1930s and a few later. Breton called Calder a surrealist. Calder didn't call himself a surrealist, right? So what was Calder? He invented wire sculpting. No one did wire sculpting before, not Picasso, not anybody. You have the wire sculpture over here, this goldfish bowl, which is also kinetic. Drawing a line in space is Calder's great invention.
But they were living with the Calder?
The Fishers? They did something so incredible. They had Calders, they have so many Calders. They have Calders in the house, in the other house, in the third house. They have Calders everywhere. But most importantly, the two museum spaces that Don had at Gap headquarters, these were spaces for the employees to enjoy and in their workday. You know, there was art everywhere in Gap headquarters, but they had also these spaces which were museums. And he'd have a room of Ellsworth Kelly with a Calder in the middle. He'd have a room of different artists with a Calder in the middle. You have Andy Warhol with a Calder in the middle. Very, very interesting idea of showing Calder's relationship to the next generations of artists, the ones they collected. So they actually were very eager to demonstrate Calder's legacy in their own vision, in their own personal vision.
So
like the Black Mobile here was hung with Ellsworth Kelly's work. So you can imagine this in a very colorful room of Kelly paintings and the Black Mobile. It was a very dramatic and very exciting presentation. Beautiful.
Merci.